Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla Fahey-Ahrndt. What is my name? Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla Fahey-Ahrndt and I teach mindset and organizational tips for professionals. So today's video is going to be all about a new role checklist I created. Have you ever started a brand new job and you're like, what am I supposed to be doing? Been there, done that. There are often times when you lean into a new job or you start a brand new career and you're like, where do I start? Sometimes the training at the beginning of a new job is subpar and you're left to your own accord. And actually, that's a really good way to build your skills and figure out what is important in your new role. It just means that you're going to have to take accountability for your own learning. So to make this easy for you, because I've been there and have done it several times, I created a free download for you. It's called the New Role Checklist, and you can download it in the description below. If any of these items seem overwhelming, I don't want you to worry about it. I have a course that you can take that dives deeply into each of these items to set you up for success. So let's get started. I'm going to go over the new role checklist and walk you through everything you need to know to get started on the right foot. The first item is a job description. What are your main role responsibilities? Honestly, this is something they should provide to you whenever you're interviewing, but if you haven't gotten it yet, it's definitely something you need to ask for. I will caution you that job descriptions can be really vague because oftentimes they're used across an entire organization for one job class. So it might have kind of broad, vague idea of what your job includes, but it might not have the specific details, but it is a start. The second thing you want to ask for is a RACI matrix. Ask, what am I responsible and accountable for? What am I consulted and informed? How does my role work with other roles? This is essentially a list of all of the duties and tasks and meetings and projects and things that you would do. And then on the top of this list, it would have all the different roles and you would list like, am I responsible or accountable? And am I consulted and informed? And each other role would have a list of these items as well. So you can figure out like, when do I consult so-and-so? And is this me doing the thing or is it someone else doing the thing? So again, this is called a RACI matrix for responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed, and I dive deeply into this in my course. Organizational mission, vision, and values. You want to ask, what are they and how do they inform or shape my role? I think it's really easy to pull up the company website and be like, oh yeah, that's the mission, vision, and values. But you've got to remember when you're starting in a new job and if you're going to execute on your goals is that everything you do needs to be in alignment with those missions, with the vision, with the values. And so you want to really connect and think about like, what is this thing doing that's going to advance the mission of the organization? How does it come into play? And if you can't figure that out, you're going to need your boss to help you, tell you like, hey, this is how it's connected. And you might find some of these things might not align. And that's a really good place to say like, hey, maybe we don't need to be doing this. How does it add value? It's a good conversation and decision point to have. A stakeholder contact list. Who do I need to know to perform my role and what introductions can you make for me? I think sometimes I find that employers will provide like, here's kind of who works in the department, here's their email and how to contact them, but then they don't make the introductions, which can be really awkward. So one thing I try to do is when someone is transitioning or new and is in a new role, I try to say like, hey, here's so-and-so, send an email. Hey, this is so-and-so, our new whatever, and list their role. I want to make this introduction for you. You would want to connect with this person. They are replacing this person. So just kind of giving like a little bit of a connection point so it's a warm handoff and not like, hi, my boss gave me your contact information, blah, blah, blah. It has more power when your leader can make that introduction for you. Leader support. You want to ask your boss, what is our one-on-one meeting cadence and what's the best way that I can ask for help, ask for feedback, or request time with you. I think this is just being really intentional about the fact that you want to make time to be aligned and talking with your leader and make sure that you know how they can help you. And so if your leader hasn't thought of this, this is a great prompt to say like, hey, how often do we meet with each other? If I was to ask you for feedback on something, how would you like that communicated to you? They might say, yeah, send me an email or send me a Teams chat or send me a text or, oh yeah, we'll meet weekly. You can save all of your things for then. If you need something outside of that, send me an email. The next thing you want to do is talk about communication preferences intentionally. Is there a preferred way to communicate with you during office hours? Talking to your boss, what are the communication boundaries outside of working hours? You want to decide these boundaries for you and know what other people's boundaries are. So for example, if you just got hired and the employer says, yeah, like I expect you to be looking at your email, after hours at 8 p.m. at night, you might want to find a new job. Okay, not entirely joking, but you want to know that. So then you can say, okay, actually, here are my boundaries. My hours, as we've talked about, are till 5 or whatever that is. And then after 5 is family time. And then I'm happy to log in the morning and check my email then. So you really want to have that open dialogue to know, like, what are the expectations? And then also be really intentional with your boundaries as well. Boundaries are flexible. They can be moved. They can be put up. They can be taken down. They can change. But nobody knows what your boundaries are unless you communicate them. So that's the point of this. Performance appraisal. You want to ask, when does my performance appraisal or review occur? And how is my performance evaluated? You want to set yourself up for success. So like, how do I get an exceptional rating at the end of the year? And how do I get more money or a raise if I do well? How do I get my performance evaluated? And what does it look like? Goal setting. How do I set organizational and professional goals, and how can we check in on these together, and how often should we check in? So goal setting or setting organizational professional goals, those are probably the things you're going to be appraised on or reviewed on for your performance review. So one thing you want to do is ask your boss, like, how do I set these goals? So oftentimes there is a program where you can input these goals into the computer so your leader can see them, so you can see them, so you can update milestones and track things. And then also you want to make an intentional effort to touch base on these goals with your leader so you can know, like, am I doing what you're expecting me to do? Here's where I am with the goal. Here's a barrier I have to meeting the goal. Should we change the goal? Should we repurpose it? Does this goal still matter? These are conversations you want to have during the year and not, like during the review. So definitely ask this of your boss and get started today so you know what your expectations are. The last thing I have on my items list or my new role checklist is learning. You want to ask, is there a learning management system for required organizational learning? Like the things that you have to do every year to make sure that you're in compliance. But you want to also ask, like, what resources are there for personal or professional growth and development or continuing education? So just in general, are there any resources that you can point me to that help make me a better leader or professional? And are there other things like, certain folks need continuing education credits for their certification maintenance or their licensure. And so you want to ask. A lot of times employers will provide that for free for you. So that's it for the new role checklist. It's a lot. And so you can download it for free in the description below. But again, if you want to go deeper into these, get free templates for almost every single one of these items. For example, I provide a RACI matrix and a stakeholder contact list and a one-on-one meetings template for you, goal setting templates for you. Then check out the course. It might be for you. You'll get all those free templates. You'll get PDFs with all the lessons in there so you can set yourself up for success when you're launching your career. So that's called the Career Kickstart course and is linked in the description below. All right, if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like it and subscribe below, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.